yogi friends, my name is Tiffany. I'm a fat yoga teacher trying to make yoga more accessible to everybody. First, I'd like to point out my Teespring is up, so go check it out. You can get some gear like this, fat magical yogi stuff, and lots of other things. I even have affirmation cards. It's like a digital download, so go check it out. Asteya. So yamas, let's go for it. Yamas, we're talking yamas and we're talking asteya. Asteya is non-stealing, okay? So freedom from stealing. So what does that really mean? Non-stealing, freedom from stealing. Maybe if this came out a long time ago, people didn't have the freedom from stealing. They had to steal in order to survive. Like, you know, there was only one way to live. They would steal things because they had nothing. They were penniless. But if you had the freedom from that, what would that mean for you? Where you could have something to exchange so you didn't have to steal. So that's what asteya is having some sort of an exchange. And it might be the higher thought of, freedom from stealing. It might be like an actual exchange of financial goods. It might be an exchange of wisdom or something else, but freedom from stealing. So if we're getting that's how it was back in the day, how is it now? Because we're not really in that place where we would need to steal. There's government programs, there's lots of things. We don't really need to steal. If people are stealing, they could be stealing other things than goods. They could be stealing things like your time. Somebody who is unaware of how they affect others. Stealing time is a huge deal, especially as a yogi. As a yoga teacher, I am very aware of this because I set up the classes in a way so that right at that time we're done. We might even finish a minute or two before. I want to be very sensitive to that because I don't want to ever practice a stealing behavior. I never want to be stealing. I want to be non-stealing, which is asteya. So that's why time is very important. And that's why a lot of times yoga studios will say, if you're late to class, you can't come in. And that is a form of practicing asteya. And it's practicing it in the way that they need to. I am a fan of, if you can make it here, you're not disrupting me or the class, it's fine, come in. That's my classes. Not all yoga teachers are like that, So being understanding of that and people's time, sometimes it's important to other people in the class. So you have to, it's a fine line. You have to understand a lot of things that happen for people to make that decision to impose rules like that. The other thing about non-stealing, it could mean non-stealing in a spiritual way. I don't want to steal the energy from you because you need it for other things. If you are somebody who steals that kind of energy from a friend, and then never gives it back. So it's they never reciprocate. So if you're constantly needing other things, you always should be looking at it am I stealing something from this person? A lot of times empaths are really good at giving, not always good at receiving. They can receive it in a way that's affects them negatively sometimes, if that makes sense. So just taking the words non-stealing and looking at them in more than a physical way. So you can be stealing from a person. You can steal an item, and that's not good either. That also applies to asteya. But really it's about time, spiritual energy, physical items, anything that might take from another person. So if that person is a certain way and then you offer an opinion that's negative, all of a sudden you might be stealing a version of themselves that they aren't able to access because of your opinion. So understanding that sometimes opinions of others don't need to be shared if they're negative, because we could be stealing a version of a person that we don't realize could exist had we not said what we said. So just being aware of things like this in a way that's like gracious and understanding and polite. These are the way that these yogi things are interpreted for myself. I want to always be my own energy source. I don't want to be overgiving and I don't want to be overtaking. I want to be like, we can share in a mutual way that works for both of us. That's kind of what that energy part means. And then of course, like, it doesn't feel good to get something stolen from you, whether it's money, items, whatever. And you should never steal from anybody, even if it like is a bad person, you know, any type of negative stealing energy. All it does is let you like feel badly about it, if that makes sense. So like if you're stealing a negative energy from a person that's already bad, you are just basically taking bad energy. And then if you add that to your mix, that's going to taint all of your energy into making it bad. So never want to do that. You always want to be within yourself and protect your energy, the good stuff, and then give as much as you can in a way that's mutually accepted. So, Asteya. Okay, so let's just find a few floor work stretches where we just are going to sit on something and do some stretching of the hips. I feel like hips are one of those body parts that it doesn't matter who you are, you could pretty much guarantee that you need to stretch your hips. So let's take a seat on the ground. If you're in a chair, you can do this in a chair too. I just want to show more than one option. Let's begin with our legs. Maybe not super wide, maybe not super narrow. So take a deep inhale, we circle the arms, reach up, and then exhale, we bring our hands all the way forward. Chin tucks the chest, let yourself settle here. Inhale, we rise just for a moment, and exhale, we lower down. We can even rock to the side, to the right, to the left. When it comes to stretching the hips, it's not always one breath. You usually stay here for a few breaths. So take your time here and breathe. On that next inhale, we rise all the way back up. Extend one leg out in front. One leg comes in, finding seated tree. Turn over to the right or turn. Look over your right shoulder. Take a deep inhale, we circle. And exhale, we fold. Bring our hands maybe to the toes, the shin, the ankles. Wherever it's at, it's good. Take a deep inhale, we lift, and exhale, we fold. Inhale, we rise all the way back up. We switch sides. Left leg extends, right leg bends. We find this little quarter turn to the left. And then coming back to center, inhale, we circle. Exhale, we reach. Bring our hands to frame the leg. Take a deep inhale, we lift the chest, and exhale, we fold. Finding that ujjayi breath. Maybe reaching our hand out in front of us, or we can take our hands to frame the foot. Whatever feels right here. On that next exhale, we rise back up and bring both feet in, finding butterfly. Hands can come to the ankles and elbows to the knees. We're not gripping here, we're just placing. Take a deep inhale, we lift, and exhale, we fold. Finding that ujjayi breath. On that next exhale, go ahead and rise all the way back up. Keep in mind that you can do any of these exercises that you like for more than just 1 or 2 breaths each. I'm just doing kind of a quick overview of some floor work, and sometimes all you need is a couple minutes of stretches to feel a little bit better. So I hope that helped for today. I hope that your divine Yama wisdom is expanding and you're feeling awesome. I appreciate you more than you know for watching and interacting with all of my YouTube videos. You're amazing and I love you so much. See you tomorrow. Bye!